Barcelona 3, Inter Milan 3, and what a game of football for the Champions League semi-final. Honestly, it took my breath away. What a performance from both teams. And I want to get onto Barcelona in just a sec. But let me just summarize Inter Milan in a nutshell in that match. Physical beasts in corners, set pieces. How they actually broke the offside trap so many times. It was a great performance from Inter Milan, especially away from home. And they clearly take the advantage going back to Italy. Honestly, the play, some of it was unreal, how they counterattacked Barcelona on several occasions when Barcelona literally overloaded the final third consistently time and time again. But Inter Milan, honestly, unreal. A very, very good performance from Simone Inzaghi's men. Honestly, a brilliant performance. And you can clearly see why Inzaghi is one of the best managers in world football. How his teams defend as a unit. Yes, Barcelona scored 3 goals past them today. But how their teams defend as a unit, it is something to behold. But let me just move on to Barcelona now. Because, wow. Lamine Yamal, probably one of his best, if not the best performance I have seen from him all season. That guy was being marked by 2 to 3 to 4 men at times. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's what he was doing. Unreal. One of the best performances this season from a player I've seen. What a beast of a player Lamine Yamal is. He is just a spectacle to watch on a football pitch. The way he manipulates the ball at his feet is something that you won't see from any player in world football at the moment. Not from Salah, not from Saka, no right winger, not even from Rafinha. This guy is probably the most talented footballer in world football. The most talented, if not the best player in world football. Please, from that performance today, name me one player in world football that can get their team out of a slump 2-0 down and literally cook time and time again. This guy is unflipping real. I cannot believe it sometimes. The stuff that he does is unheard of in today's generation of football. In today's generation, it's unheard of. You just need to literally applaud Yamal, because even the third goal from Rafinha, the way he just knew Rafinha was literally behind him, boom, dummy, step through, and Rafinha, an absolute laser shot. But the first goal to get them back into the game through literally the whole Inter Milan defense. It's crazy. It's absolute. I'm just baffled. My face was like, that's what it is. It's literally a typical thumbnail face. That's what it is. Because it's unbelievable, some of the stuff that he does. The way he's used his trickery to bypass any guy in front of him, not scared to take any guy in front of him in a one-on-one situation. He is sublime. And I've just got to take my hat off to him because he deserves it. He deserves it. This guy, just don't let me remind you of his age again, because everybody knows it. His future is super bright. And in Barcelona's team under Hansi Flick, he is delivering sensational performances time and time again, especially in the Champions League. He just knows how to get the job done. And do you know that little chip at the end, towards the end of the game? I'm not sure if it was intentional, but if it was, the way that he was going, I probably thought it would have been intentional. because I don't know with him sometimes. Some of the stuff he does is unreal. But Barcelona, the way that they played, to come back into that game when they're 2-0 down is something of brilliance. Is something of brilliance, consistently just driving forward and trying to attack Inter's goal consistently is what Barcelona's all about. And you just really need to admire it. But Inter Milan, on the other hand, super professional, weighted. It's like a heavyweight boxing match when you have one boxer who is just amazing, footwork, fancy, can really lay off the jab really quickly. But then you have another heavyweight boxer who's on the other side of the ring, who's got a deadly right hand. And that's what it was today. Literally that. So you've just got to take your hat off to both teams. And Inter now clearly take the advantage. They're going to play in the San Siro, of course. They're going to clearly take the advantage back to Italy. They'll be happy about that result. They'll be super happy about the result because they know that they've drawn away at home against Barcelona. All they need to do now is just win that game. It's going to be difficult, though. I think Barcelona will still remain in control of the possession the majority of the match like they did today. But Inter will be deadly time and time again on counter-attacks especially. That flick from Thuram, the first goal, 30 seconds in. The fastest goal ever scored in a Champions League semi-final. That back flick was audacious and it was clever and it was pulled off. Because Inter caught them off guard, and you've seen Barcelona get caught off guard many times this season. Many times you've seen Atletico Madrid score literally in the very first few minutes. You've seen Real Madrid in the Super Cup final also the same thing. Score literally within the very first spells of the game. So Barcelona, they can get caught out sometimes, but they have the ability to get back into the game. That's the difference that I see. And I'm not going to mention Madrid at all because we're not even in the Champions League. So there's no point in mentioning it. I'm just talking about Barcelona here, and I'm speaking facts about Barcelona. That's it. I don't care about Madrid fans. Madrid fans can cry all they want, honestly, because when you see a team like that play today and they're 2-0 down and they come back to literally, obviously, draw 2-2 and then obviously Inter Milan score and then get the third goal again, they have that willingness to just get a result regardless of the situation. And it's a performance proud of any team in world football. They just know how to get the job done. They didn't today in terms of the result, but the way that they performed, they deserve to win. Barcelona deserved to win, I have to say. But Inter Milan were just also a special case today. And they knew that if they got clinical opportunities to score and goal, like, for example, that header back, and then obviously scoring a goal, honestly, they know how to do it. Their physicality takes them through games. I knew their physicality was going to be a problem because Barcelona are slight in terms of their frame and their stature. Kabasi, very obviously, Inigo Martinez is a big unit, but Kabasi, not so. So when you're defending against big presence in the box, for example, like Bastoni, like Dumfries, like Thuram, all these big units, then you're going to have big problems. And that's what Barcelona came up against with today, because they have the physicality to body you off and get into the space they need to score a goal. That's what we saw with Thuram. That's what we saw, obviously, with the other goals as well from Inter Milan. And Mkhitaryan's goal was literally just minuscule offside. Literally his foot that much offside. Crazy to think, really. So Inter Milan, what can you say about them? They deserved also a draw. Barcelona deserved the win. There's a lot of things to discuss about that match. And Hansi Flick really needs to evaluate the second leg, because I know what Inter Milan are going to do. They're going to try and score a goal, try and score 2 goals perhaps, and then just shut up shop and defend better than they did today. That was probably one of the worst defensive performances you've seen from Inter this season. But for me, when I look at Inter Milan, they go back to theirs, Barcelona are going to have a major problem. So, you know what? It was always going to be the case that Inter Milan were going to be the stumbling block for Barcelona. because of the way they play. And they have the style that will beat them in a fight. So they just got to know that, Barcelona. And they're going to know how to approach it in the second leg, especially in the San Siro. It's going to be a tough crowd. It's going to be a really tough crowd. Who knows what's going to happen, guys? Who knows? Will Barcelona reach the final or win Inter Milan final? Both semi-finals are actually out in the open, to be honest. I think PSG is not foregone conclusion, but it's nearly there. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a PSG Inter final, for example. But if it's a PSG Barcelona final, that's when football wins. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath in the final if those two meet. Trust me in this one. But Yamal, absolutely sensational. I just need to mention it again. What a brilliant player. The best player for me in world football at the moment. Guys, take care. Adios, buenas noches. A great game, honestly. One for the record books today, honestly. Probably one of the best games I've seen all season. Let's just put it that way. Guys, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts like this video. And we'll see you next time on another video. Take care. Adios.